My name is Gregory, and I want to talk about the current state of the e-commerce marketplace and what steps you can take in your business. In a world where businesses that have the courage and will to change quickly have access to smarter software, more skilled labor, and cheaper results, many companies are finding that they're quickly being outsourced to the past and are no longer relevant to their customers. In other words, in the world of business, the days of being average are officially over. Here are the 8 steps you can take to be sure you do not fall by the wayside. 1. Realize you're in a two-way conversation. Realizing you're in a two-way conversation means you need to get your customers involved, asking for feedback, and including them in the development of your business. This can be done through soliciting input on new products to develop, new services you can provide, frustrations they have, and customer-to-customer discussion groups. Your ultimate goal is to build brand advocates and evangelists, and nothing does this better than allowing customers to participate in your business decisions. 2. Become an artisan. Who was the artisan? He was the local shop owner before the industrial age that was both a friend and a craftsman. Whether he was making bread or shoes, he would go out of his way to make his customers' and neighbors' experience warm and personal. In addition, since he has to create each item by hand, he would take pride in placing extraordinary detail and skill as to the quality of each piece. 3. Innovate with creativity. In a world where nearly everything has become a commodity to be purchased at the cheapest price, and a world where entire markets are disrupted nearly overnight, innovation is no longer an option. We do this through critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and initiative. The first step is to become an early adopter of everything. The best example of this is Walmart, who used RF and database inventory software to gain a huge advantage. Second, you need to become a trend watcher. And third, you need to experiment and always be in beta. Because, as the saying goes, when you think you're finished, you're really finished. 4. Set exceptional standards. The internet is filled with thousands of competitors for nearly every niche, so how can you stand out? The good news for you is that the standards online are incredibly low and have not improved significantly since e-commerce first became popular in the late 90s. Shockingly, online shoppers are even willing to pay more for convenience. The success of this principle has been demonstrated in Amazon's focus to provide an exceptional shopping experience, even over eBay's generally lower prices. What does it mean to be exceptional? It means consistently overseeing the details and doing that which your competitors don't. Free gifts, reminder emails, status updates, and fast response time are all examples of areas you can really take it to the next level. 5. Invest long term. The largest mistake businesses can and have made, particularly in the retail sector, is short-term thinking. The reason this is not conducive to a successful e-commerce strategy is because a large portion of the technology you invest in is not going to have a directly measurable sales effect in the short term. Many of the features you add will be solely for the purpose of being known as an innovator, a market leader, and to deliver an experience customers will take for granted but will miss when they shop elsewhere. In addition, a large portion of your marketing will be focused on gaining general exposure and acquiring customers' attention, which later will transform into sales. 6. Lean startup models. On the other hand, there's no excuse to pursue strategies that are not supported by data. Part of creating a data-driven culture is to realize there's a metric to analyze just about anything you do. Google AdWords is typically the culprit for the largest amount of ad waste, as it's often done in a vacuum. Most online marketing needs to be done in conjunction with each other, or you're not going to gain the returns that you're envisioning. 7. Think sustainable. Remember that nearly every product or service is a commodity in the 21st century. That means that nearly everything can be done faster and cheaper in the global economy. I refer to this as the commodity trap. Many businesses see a competitor doing something online and automatically assume they can make profits if they do just the same. Nothing could be farther from the truth. The primary difference you have is your customer's loyalty. When a customer comes and visits your site or buys from your site, you have one chance to decide to create a sustainable business. Sustainable means that you value the relationship over the transaction. A great example of this is Amazon's Prime service, in which they willingly lose money on every item shipped. While I'm sure that loss is painful, many of Amazon's customers would never even consider comparison shopping at Rakuten, Overstock, or any number of competitor sites. Amazon owns those customers, and it gives them a huge advantage. 8. Compete globally. This is the biggest challenge I face when talking with business owners. It's easy for them to imagine making sales and earning profits on a global scale, but when it comes to their own company culture and lifestyle, they are still set in an outdated mentality. Many businesses want to keep hiring local vendors and employees and relying on their experience in their local market as to the rule of thumb for doing business worldwide. While I respect the sentiment, I think it is much more motivated by a fear or anxiety about truly expanding abroad and what that's going to mean. Does it mean that you're going to be opening yourself up to a world of fierce competition? Yes, it does. But it also means gaining access to the most cutting-edge tools to leverage to be able to automate systems and hire talented geniuses you would never have access to in your local market.